Yeah, we're going to work a lot of feet, so the knees are going to get a break on this one. I really want to invest in educating myself on how to
That is so good.
just that just give you like a medical background and get that license for that. Can I just get the license for it? Oh, cool. Give me one. Really? Or then I'll make it between that and the one of my students getting a shot of the classical chicken goblet. Apparently there's some kind of fluid in those tubes, or they can mash it up or do something with it, that they use as an injection in these that apparently replaces that goo, or the cartilage in your knee, and creates a shot. It does, yes, it's the injectors.
Just give them a shot and put back out there. That's what they used to do. That's what they used to do.
All right. Jump right back in.
Like, what call that something?
Everybody in the back, okay? All right. So if it's all y'all just get on this paper, we're going to spend a little bit more time on this a little bit.
I'll just finish that off. Finish that off.
All right. So since y'all just did a whole bunch of leg burns, so you're not going to do it again. However, there are a lot of similarities between what we just did in Bolero and what we do with waltz. So waltz is a side dance. It's a right? What does that mean about our feet? And more often than not, they're going to be on similar or conjoining tracks. Very early, we're going to have steps that are going to be this problem. It's not to say it doesn't happen, but you want your feet to stay on like next to each other's tracks. I'm sure there's a better way to say that. So, when you do most of your steps in waltz, we just touched on this last hour, when we do most of our steps in waltz, we're going to sweep past the standing leg to get into our new position until we have to close. Sweep past the standing leg to get into our new position to close. So, what types of things did we go through last month in waltz? What patterns? So right and left boxes. These are very important and staple figures to your entire waltz career, right? Because we do the navigator and all that fun stuff. So how we approach from just a footwork standpoint, how we approach our right and left boxes can really determine our balance, timing, and all sorts of other fun things. So let's just talk about the left box for a minute. So when we're doing our left box, that means our left foot is heading forward first, right? Left box means left foot forward, right foot back. Right box means right foot forward, left foot back. See the pattern? Good. Cool. So, as we're about to do our left box, we take our forward step, and that is a heel to flat with the weight settling on the front half of the foot. I say heel to flat because we are still going to use the whole foot, but I cannot weight on the whole foot. I have to stay forward so that I have agility through my pivot, through my rotation. So, footwork is defined as which position your foot will have, which direction your foot will travel, how will it get there. So we have heel leads and we have toe releases. What do those mean? Let's start there. Let's just look at basic terminology. What's a heel lead? Your heel leads. Right? So heel strikes the ground, the toe immediately follows. It does not get leg. The heel strikes the ground, the toe immediately follows. So that does not mean we can put a 90-degree angle on our ankle. A lot of times when we first start our heel lead, we make you do this because more often than not you're skating through your steps, so we try and find the other extreme, right? So in the beginning, when we're first learning heel leads, we put this much flexion in your ankle. I want you to avoid that. At this point, all of your days will be long enough. I want you to avoid this part of an ankle. So a heel lead is something that preempts a step, so you want to get the step ready as soon as possible. So heel, find that toe as soon as you can. We're traveling past it. Right? So try and take some of that flexion out of the ankle when we move. So you want to keep it more obtuse than a 90-degree angle in that ankle. So that you're able to get onto that foot faster. This will actually inhibit you. This will stop your momentum. You don't want to stop your momentum. You want to be able to keep going, right? So as long as the heel strikes the ground first, you're fine. What's a toe release? Toe release is this. Your toe leaves the floor first, before the heel. So when we're taking our steps backwards, the toe will leave the floor first before the heel, instead of this, where the heel comes up before the toe. That's a rhythm action that just limits travel or limits momentum. When we take a toe release, we're creating momentum. We're continuing past that foot. All right? Same exact principle. I do not want my toe releases to do this every time, because that will also inhibit your travel. When we have too much of a spike or too much of an angle in our ankle, when we have too much of an angle here, your body is actually progressing forward or going against the direction you want to travel. So again, as long as the toe leaves the ground first, get that foot out of the way. Toe leaves first, get it out of the way. We do not have to over-articulate. Nobody in this room does anything. Again, and you can yell that at some point or several points in time in the past, toe lead, heel lead, toe lead, heel lead. We make you over-exaggerated. I've watched all of you single-handedly do those millions of times. You don't need to over-exaggerate it. We need to define its purpose and patterns. So we know what heel lead is? Yes. We know what a toe release is? Yes. What does the inside edge of ball of foot look like? What does ball flat look like from this position? So inside edge of ball of foot is the beginning of step 2. So step 1 is heel lead, heel flat. Step 2 is inside edge of ball of foot, flat, the toe. Because that's what rises you. So we have heel toe, we come down, kind of getting our weight underneath us. We come back up onto that toe, heel. So inside edge of ball of foot means that we are rolling onto that position. You use that all the time in the dances like rumba and cha-cha. In walls, we're going to begin there before we find the other one. Or find the full flat, or the full wall. Instead of 1, 2, 3. Does that make sense? If we just go up onto a toe, it's just like we were talking about last hour. We can't use our head to get our rise and fall. We can't pitch ourselves up like the side of a house. You have to find your graduate into it, get gradual into it. So you start with the inside edge of the ball of the foot, and push onto the toe. Does that make sense? Right. What does ball flat look like? No one has any more as yet. That's what we're doing. What does heel toe look like? So when we use the term heel toe, it is indicative of I'm using my heel and I'm pushing off that heel onto a toe. So heel toe and heel flat are two different things. Heel flat, it's like it sounds as a stay there, and stay flat. Heel toe means I'm going to start on the heel, and find the toe, and I'm going to go on it. Right? Okay.
Right.
Why do we have all this craziness, Daniel? Why do we use all of these words or expressions?
Thank you better. Because Kim said so.
Because Kim said so. We use all of these different footworks ceased all of this different footwork to establish rotation, balance, clarity, and dance. So in your waltz, your footwork is, in my opinion, probably about 45 to 50% of how good you're going to be as a waltz dancer. Same thing's going to apply directly to foxtrot and beats. Tango's a very different story. So don't apply any of what we're saying to tango because that works the same way. So when we're thinking about our footwork, it all has a purpose, it all has a function. What's your heel toe? Does anybody know where that heel toe works in our box step? Where is the heel toe in our box step? Huh? The first step. Right, first step. It's good. It's good. Why do we get a heel toe on the first step?
Because him said so.
What else are you? Besides consensus. Why? What do you think? You guys give me some sarcasm. Well, here's a question for you. No, I'm not even going to do it to you. Do a heel toe with me. Do a heel toe. Where does your body want to go? All sorts of places, right? Forward. So we can either go this way, or we can go this way. Or we can, yeah, thank you. Yeah, you materialize. You do a heel toe with pivot because when in waltz do you not rotate? Never. You're always rotating somehow. That's why we did right in one boxes last month because you're always rotating somehow. You're always rotating. So if your feet are flat, how do you rotate? You can't rotate if you're on a flat foot. Bye, Susan. You are awesome right here. We'll see you soon. That's right. Way too excited. So we have to get on the ball of the foot to have a pivot point to rotate. So let's look at our box step again. We have heel toe so that we can rotate somehow. What's the second step of our box? What's the footwork on our second step now? Toe only. Why? To perpetuate your rise and fall. Exactly. Because you're rising up. What is that telling your partner? Get over that foot, get over that foot, get over that foot. And then what happens with our third bit of footwork? So we have heel, toe, 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 heel. God, I love you guys. You're getting it. Which is 5 years, right? Right. Toe, heel means we're done. So heel means we're done. You're done with that section of the pattern. Where else did we do this? Bolero about 30 minutes ago, right? Toe, heel. We're done. We're changing directions. We're coming out of it. Right? So it's the same philosophy. So the first 3 steps of your box step, either direction, are going forward. Either to the right or to the left are. Roll it out. Heel, toe, 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 heel. Excellent. Excellent. Let's do it. Now we're going to do it and we're going to rotate because I don't want you to get used to this footwork without a purpose with one. I don't want you to get used to this footwork with this. So we're starting with our left foot forward, which means we're rotating left. Left foot forward, we're rotating left. We start with our heel toe. We rotate on that. Toe brings us up, gets us over that foot. Toe heel brings us down. So we have heel toe. Good. Toe. Toe heel. Now for those of you who might be particularly sore or exhausted from last hour, I'm not going to ask you to do a ton of body rights or rise and fall on this one. I just want that ankle to articulate. So don't feel like you need to get up on that foot and do all the section. You just did that now. I know you know how to do that. So if you just want to work from your ankle down, you're fine. So we have our heel, toe, 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 heel. It's far more important to get that ankle articulating and those feet moving like you want them to. You don't need to do all of this. You're going to wake up tomorrow like this. So, one more time. Forward on the left foot, and we're going to do this on the right. So we have heel, toe, 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 heel. Love it. Let's do it on the right side. Right foot comes forward, heel, toe, 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 heel. Good, do it again. Right foot forward, heel, toe, 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 heel. take this first step. We start with toe, toe release. Exactly. We do a toe heel, keep going to the side. Every time you take a step back, you are not allowed foot rise. Stay with me. You are not allowed foot rise when you're walking backwards. So the biggest example I can think of with this one is a foxtrot or Phoenix. So in foxtrot, I'm not going to go 1, 2, quick. I'm always going to be low. The person walking backwards always just toe releases. You will never use body rise and foot rise heading backwards. You will only use body rise when you're heading backwards. That's going to come into play later. Just telling you now. Like the seed. So when we walk backwards, we have a toe flat, toe release. And then what? Toe, because we're no longer walking backwards, we're heading sideways together. Toe heel. So the full footwork of your box, heel, toe, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel. What's that? Cool. Right? So why do we do all this craziness? It's to rotate. To rotate. So this is all in an effort to rotate. So when is the most appropriate time to rotate based off of what the footwork says? Steps 1, 2, or 3. So you get on that foot, you've gone from a heel to a toe, all that happens on 1. Between 1 and 2, you've got to get rotated because toe says get on this foot, we're done. So heel says we're really done, we're heading in a direction. So all your rotation, either pro or con for your follower, has to happen between 1 and 2. So before you get a solid 2 weight transfer, you should really be in your direction. So let's take a look at the box steps we have. We have left and right boxes, right? So if I'm strapping to my left, how much rotation did you guys put on that last one? Quarter turns, half turns, all the way around. Quarter turns, all right. So if I'm standing here, after my step 1, where should I end? So 1, I'm going to push my body out of that rotation and come down. If I try and use step 2 to rotate, my partner is here, whether I'm the leader or the follower, my partner is right here. If I try and rotate on 2, I've told my partner to transfer weight. We end up out of position if I over-rotate or use my 2 to rotate. So you have to have completed your rotation on 1 or the end of 1, beginning of 2, so that you can both say, we're done here. Okay, let's go this direction now. So we can't rotate after 1. We're not very long after 1. Otherwise, you're going to lose position with your partner. You'll see that happen time and time again. Again, things like Phoenix, waltz, or foxtrot. We start to readjust our amounts of turn. We do slow, quick. We keep rotating past our foot. So we take our step forward on our left foot. We're rotating this way. We have our heel toe. Toe tells us we're done. Toe heel tells us we're going in a new direction now. And then, do we do a quarter turn on the back half as well?
Yeah.
Cool, let's see it. Toe, heel, toe. Oh, weird. So go back on this foot, on your right foot. What is the footwork on this step? Toe, heel. And then what? Toe. Toe, heel. So where is the complication here? Does anyone see one? You can't do it on step 1. Flat. So that's automated. So when we say toe heel, the heel is striking the ground. And this is where we get into what is your partner doing when you're stepping backwards? They're stepping forwards, right? So somebody's rotating. You either go with them or you don't, really. You can't just not rotate or wait until later because your partner's rotating on 1, you got to rotate with them. So toe heel, there's no, significance as far as weight placement. So I have a heel on the ground for a reason. I have no weight on that heel for a reason. So if you imagine for a second, you put your foot in a really shallow pan of sand. You put your toe in that sand, you put the heel down and draw a circle. That's the weight placement we're going for. So if you put your weight on the ball of that foot, the heel's still touching the ground, but I can still draw a circle in the sand. That's my brake pad. pushing into the ground. When I'm done rotating, I put my weight on that heel. But until then, my brake pad still makes, this is going to get mechanical for a second. My brake pad is in constant contact with my rotor. It's just not applying pressure. Does that get nerdy? So you have constant contact with the floor through that heel, but you don't get any weight on it until you're done rotating. So toe heel still stands where the weight is on the foot. Matters. Because you're going to use that heel to slow you down. That's your brake pad. That's your brake pad. And then you get your foot off. Yeah? Yeah. So try that. So we'll start facing forward. We'll do the whole box step again. We're heading to the left, so the left foot's forward. So we do our heel toe, rotate through, toe, toe, heel. Now we have our toe heel here. Remembering we gotta rotate, toe, toe, heel. Okay? And then we're back to scuffle face. If you do a toe heel toe, it's correct. Are you talking about this step? This one? Yes. Oh, did you hear that? Okay, collecting yourself when you're heading backwards. So when you're going forward, you're supplying the power. When you're heading backwards, you're the anchor, you're the support system, you're the stability. So if we head backwards and we kind of sway out like this, it depends on what you're doing. If your partner's still traveling, we've got to keep up with them. But if you notice that your partner's still getting around you, be small. So collect. You collect underneath, you find out where your partner's going to go, and then find your side position. So when you're heading backwards, it's going to be dependent on the power that you feel, and you don't feel it pretty immediately because either that person's not going to give as much stank on their push forward, and this is leader or blockers. Whoever's stepping forward, that person can either step forward and really close past you like they did Viennese waltz. Because in your Viennese waltz, you don't have time to just kind of, go ahead and catch up with you and come through. You're still traveling through your back boxes. So when you're Viennese waltz, that's where something like that would come, where you're swaying through and continuing on. But in something like a box track, or your box step, all of these are relatable, all of these are identical. When you're taking your steps back, you want to make sure that your partner's getting past you. That's on the slow. So you got a lot more time on the box track than basic to get your rotation to happen. So you're going to collect more on that one, and then find your sides together. Same footwork, same direction, same shape, same everything. So it's going to be dependent. But all of them are acceptable as long as you're going with them. And then you're ready to questions. Let's do this to the right now. So we take our forward right foot, heel toe, 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 heel. Left foot goes back, toe, heel, toe, toe, heel. Right? Good again. So heel toe, 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 heel. Toe, heel, toe, toe, heel. Right? Right? Okay. So we're gonna take this a step further. All right. Typically, I know kind of the rule of thumb as far as rotation that kind of conveys to you guys. The person who's going backwards is the center of the wheel, and the person who's going forward is the tire. So we've got the axle of the tire, right? The person going forward is going bigger. The person going backwards is smaller. And we make a simulation of dances like East Coast wind, he goes, she goes. Your babies, he goes, she goes. We challenge that a little bit to be a little bit more cohesive and a little bit more fluid and progressive with your basics. We're going to tackle that perspective through your footwork. So, first things first, in your waltz, just like in your Bolero, your feet should never leave. Either one of them should ever leave. So, how many of you need that? It's one of those things I've probably said from time to time, but your feet should really never leave the floor. So you have to make sure that your feet are still in position to receive information without being heavy. So, first things first, you have the edge of your heel that can skim along that sand. You have the inside edge of the ball of your foot that can skim along that sand. And you have what I lovingly refer to as the golf shoe scraper. There is this fantastic contraption, I can't call it to say but there's this fantastic contraption right outside of the clubhouse, and it looks like a big, giant, angry monster's mouth just hanging straight out of the bottom of the sidewalk. And if you put your foot on, let's say you've got some mud on your shoe, you can literally scrape it on this thing, cleans it off. Like completely. It's got teeth in 3 directions, so it cleans off your whole bottom of your cleat. And it's an amazing little structure, so you just put your foot in it, scrape back, and it scrapes this stuff off. So I call that the golf cleat cleaner, if you will. And not only do you have the inside edge, the heel, the ballet toe, you have golf cleat cleaner, where you're just using the whole foot, you're just brushing it across the floor. So we have heel toe, 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 heel. My feet are flat, I'm going to golf cleat backwards. I'm not just going to immediately, because now I've back-weighted myself or forward-weighted myself, I'm going to golf cleat into my position. 2, 3. So there should really not be any of the golf cleat thing applies forward too. We're going to switch forward to get our toe heel to happen. So we're not just going to do toe, toe, heel, and come forward straight out of it. We're going to go cleat forward to get that to happen. So we're going to do 35, but we don't want that harsh of an angle on the heel. So we're going to push forward through that foot to find our heel and right back down onto that. The feet should never be when we transfer weight, it's dependent on the timing of the part. Never leave the floor. It's not going to be weighted. So, when we're looking at rotation through your left and right boxes, the other thing to consider is progression, amounts of turn, precedes and follow-throughs. So the patterns that your leaders are trying to get you to do, ladies, and the directions that we have to go to get there, gentlemen, are really codependent. So as we're walking through our rotation, it could be a matter of, well, I need to get further past her, or I need us to be over there instead of right here. Right now, we're just discussing quarter turn. So we have quarter turn, I've done my job, toe, toe, heel. We haven't really discussed what's supposed to happen after that quarter turn or backwards. Quarter turn, I've done my job, toe, toe, heel. We're just thinking about our footwork, we're just getting through that box step. But how many other patterns do we know in walks? And how many of them start? How many of them start with a half left box or a half right box? None of them start with previous patterns that you need to get ready for. So we're going to use its favorite pattern because it's a fun one to try and analyze how when we can step where. We're going to go through these hand-to-hands because it's very easy to see, you can physically see how your side steps and everything else you do is affected by where your partner's rotation stops and starts and how you connect to it. So let's go through the pattern. Split up. All my ladies are here. So gentlemen, we're not going to start this from an arm turn. We're going to start this from a right half box. We'll just go straight into it. So we're going to assume for now, we're going to have to go right full box. We're going to assume for now that we're in a corner, and our hand-to-hands are going to head this way. So what we'll do is we're going to start on the right foot. You all know how to get there, so we're going to start on that right foot. We do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just straight into your hand again. That's not new for you, is it? Okay, let's go through it. So, again, starting here, we do our forward half box, 1, 2, 3, and then your back half of the right box, 4, 5, 6. Now freeze. We're doing linear half boxes at this point. All of the same principles on our footwork still stand. Step 1 is a heel toe. We rotate on 1, toe, toe, heel. Step 1 is a heel toe. We rotate on 1, toe, toe, heel. We're just doing that straight line all 3 lines right now. Okay? And it should be very evident how your side steps and your rotation and your connection are affected because you can see your partner during each section of this and how they respond. I'm not going to make you do it later. I'm just going to do it now. So ladies, we do the natural opposite of that. So we're here. We're starting back on our left foot. So we do 1, 2, 3, and then forward on the right foot, straight towards the mirrors. 4, 5, 6. And from down, come over. So the left foot's right here, And then we start again. Heel, toe, pivot out, toe, toe, heel. And then again on the right foot, heel, toe, pivot in, toe, toe, heel. Oh, no, you don't have to. I just, right? So find a beating. Three-designated beating. All right, so everybody over here. Everybody over here. Now this works a lot like we kind of did last month in our whole mind class where you have to follow your partner visually. We cannot just transfer weight until our partner gets there. You have to connect with your partner visually, physically, and musically to make sure that your side steps are equal. So can I show you where you're at? Sit your all over here. Watch it. So we just you do better girl than I think. Yeah, I'm a girl. Okay, you're just start on this one. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. From here, I'm still on the frame. I'm readjusting the hand on this side. However you get here is not important. We do sign. I have to make sure my partner is going with me to that side step, and my forward, and my close. There we go. Return. Find your partner before we transfer weight. Connect through the side step and close. So the goal is to make it so we stay here the whole time. So you have to figure out what each size of each step really is through your rise and fall and through your footwork. So all of it works together so that you can control your weight transfers to figure out where do I have to step before I step there, and how do I get my partner to go with me. So how do you go with me? How do I go with you? How do we do it together, right? So that's the plan. Right? So that's what we're working on. Visually, physically, just making sure we can stay equal and opposite on our side togethers on 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? Back to back. Yeah, just get back physically. Okay. You rotate fully. I know some of you were traveling to from that position or down the line dance. Do literally face to face, back to back. It's going to make it quicker, easier. Okay? You start in your frame, we're all rotating towards this corner. Gentlemen, you're starting on your right foot. Ladies, you're starting on your left foot, and you're heading towards the mirrors on 4, 5, 6. Here's 1. Pivot, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Walk through. Pivot, hold and close. Walk through. Hold and close. Find your partner. Don't stop. 2, 3. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So, based off the fact that only 50% of the time your partner is in visual distance, would it be in your best interest to rotate faster? I think so. So your 1, get where you need to go. Either face your partner or get away. On your 1, I'm getting away. I'm going to make sure that my partner is in the right position with me and make sure I'm in the right position with that partner instead of increments. Right now,
it's going to be like right in front because it seems like he's stepped further than me.
Well, you got to connect. So you got to connect. You should be able to rotate through, find your partner on it. It's a lot to happen in a short amount of time, I know. Rotate through, find your partner, decide on the side step together. Rotate through, make sure your partner's still over on this foot. Define your side step, close it out. That's what we're working on. Is that? Get it. You were doing it right. Cheers. So now you're heading towards me. Gentlemen's right, ladies left. 4, 5, 17. 1, 2, 3. Toe, heel, toe. Here we go. Heel, toe. Toe, don't slap me. Heel, toe. Toe, don't slap me. Heel, toe. Toe, toe, heel, heel, toe. Toe, toe, heel, heel, toe. Toe, toe, heel, heel, toe. Toe, toe, heel. So we're looking after each other. Is this making sense to you? Okay? Good. I just want to run at you because that was a lot clearer than last one. Alright? So now that I'm ending on this one, let's go to right box and we will. Yeah, we're going to do right box and at the end of 2. So, we're going to start this one So if we start from our quarter turn, just kidding, 5. So we have heel, toe, toe, go heel, I'm just not gonna call out parts. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I have to make a decision. Which direction am I going to go? When my right foot is free, I'm going to take it forward. We're going to do a right box, and I'm going to take my partner with me. Instead of trying to cover off the south path. So there's a difference between saying, okay, we're done here, we'll figure something else out once I get us out of this one, and taking your partner with you every step of the way, and going with that partner every step of the way. Does that part make sense? Again, you're still judging and engaging your side steps. It does not change because you're reading this pattern. It's constant. You getting it started here? Yes. Here it is! Put the right box on the end of that. Don't check. That happen? Right, legs left. 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. Gaze that side step. Stay with your partner. Keep those feet on the floor. Rotate through on your ones. 2, 3. 1, 2. You don't get those. First one doesn't come out. Woo! Okay, let's do it again. And yes, you will get into your clothes while to end this puppy. If you do end up in your 2-man hold, you're not too worse for wear today. All right, one more time. With this being 4, 5. Try it again. 4. Sorry. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We're working that footwork. Toe, toe, heel, heel, toe. Toe, toe, heel, heel, toe. Toe, toe, heel. Are we using our weight transfers effectively to communicate to our partner? Are we keeping our feet sliding along the floor? Is it making sense? Yes. Is it happening? Yes. Come sequence up. That's one of those things that would really start to challenge. So no longer is it just a matter of, okay, I just go small so my partners will get past me. You still have an active side step because it changes the entire dance. And again, that's directly related to foxtrot activities. Can you do the story? Can you decide that? It's a smooth dance. Here's no one these days. Right? Right. We're at my point, just lost it. Go do it again. Oh, here is the partner. No, you're here. Thank you for spreading out so nicely. Nobody moves. So much easier when everybody does. Ladies, go that way in a circle. This is the center of the circle. You go that way. Okay. Effective. Thank you, everyone. That was beautiful. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Does it make sense? Yes? Good. Work on it, please. Final thing, we're going to practice this to a little bit of music. Again, don't worry about doing too much rise and fall with your sword. Oh, everybody's got to come back over here. Everybody here. know the term bending and sending? Anybody else about that?
Yes.
Before I start crying immediately. Bending and sending? I think we talked about it the last class. But it's very important to very much in this particular scenario as well. So, bending and sending. You want a surefire way, lift up the foot and tell yourself, I'm going to walk forward. So your other foot's not going to do it. There's two ways to tell yourself you're going to walk forward. I'm going to walk forward. Or if you remove that, you have to tell your body to go forward, and your leg will catch you. That is what bending and sending is. That means you are bending your body, your leg, and projecting your body in direction. So you can bend and send forward. You can bend and send back. You can bend and send to the side through your use of sway. And you can bend with the swing element we're not going to get into too much. But your side is the sway element that's a little different too. You can bend and send your direction. So you're bending and sending your energy a direction, and your partner can feel that before you take your step. Why would that be important, everyone? So you know where you're going, yes, and it can happen together. It's very important that that element instills itself immediately. So when we're using our rising ball, and we're working for our footwork, everybody has to be able to communicate the direction their body weight is traveling. So in this particular instance, for this box that we're traveling to the right, correct? So I'm telling my partner, I'm on this foot. So I've established I'm on this foot, and we are going to move forward. So I have to bend and send my energy that direction. The same and more appropriately, the ending to that particular pattern has to connect to my partner. So I do my 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I connect to my partner. I can't just move at them and hope they go somewhere. They have no idea where I'm going, right? Ladies, same thing for us. If we're already tilting this way, we're not telling our partner where our weight is. We're already going where we assume they want us to go. So you get on your foot and you go neutral until you feel that bend and send forward. So before you even take a step, project your energy forward through the standing leg, which would be your left leg, before you take that right step forward. We're seeing an awful lot of this. So we're starting here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Personal bubble invasions are back. This is not necessary because all we need to do is bend and send that direction. So this means we need to get into a close frame a little sooner. We can't just wait for the last minute to kind of find that spot. So we do our 1, 2, 3. Gentlemen, you know you're doing what you're doing. You're 1, 2, 3. And from here, I can go arm on the right foot, and that's the direction I want them to go. So get into your frame earlier, tell them which direction to go earlier. Right? That's what I want to see. Go to your spot. Do it again. Right now, bending and sending from the very first weight transfer you do. Before it happens, you need to know, and so does your partner. Send out a memo. 4, 5, 20, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Spin through. Don't slouch it. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 5, 10, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Back. While they get under ledge, you gotta back under. Good. Alright, so I'm gonna put a song on and we're just gonna dance this out for the rest of the hour. Are there any questions before we do that? You know what to do when you're all experts at efficiency and service policy and all, right? Every single time. Please don't. And you don't have to all be in that side of the room. You can dance around. So try this in other patterns you know. You maybe start with your hand again, but try everything you know. There's always a bend and send. There's always going to be a side step. There's always going to be a need for connection. So plug in your footwork, heel, toe, 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 heel, heel, toe, toe, heel. Plug in all of that and make it work. Do stuff. Exactly. Why is that so? Now I'm going to put a violently slow one on it, just let you know. So try, if you're already sore, refrain from the extra bending. Refrain. 1, 4, 5, 6. Rotate on your 1. Find your 1 square. Another hit. You're bending and blending. It's very hard to watch your plays. Meaning you don't know where you did! Good job! Right? Yeah, much like a Bolero class last earlier, you really don't quit doing something in this one. Just to choose to work on your feet don't either. Your feet are always articulated and also always doing something to kind of connect to the floor and stay active, stay agile. So just keep that up. Also remember your dribbling is key. You have to dribble. Thanks, Brandon. Alright, that's it. Thank you guys. Next week it'll be something else. I don't remember what. I think we're doing rising ball next week.